do a short video here at Black Rock Farm, I guess on our attempts of biodynamic permaculture and using stockpiling and winter grazing. So here we go. As you can see, our sheep has pretty much overgrazed this one section of pasture, and here we are getting into late fall, and soon winter will be upon us. So what we decided to do this year, in lieu of putting hay in the barn as much because of the circumstances of having such a wet season of trying to get it there, we decided to try something new. Well, not new to farming, but new to us. And that we decided to leave the other fields, hay fields, to stockpile with grass instead of keeping it close. So that what we're going to do is strip graze the sheep as we go during the course of the winter. So we're setting up individual strips along the pasture, and hopefully this will get us pretty much through the winter with weather cooperating. Here you're looking at the difference between being overgrazed and stockpiling. And what's good about this is that we do have quite a variety of both cool and warm season grasses growing here, along with other various vegetation, which I would consider a pretty good balanced diet for the sheep going into winter. So anyway, here's a little video of what we've done so far, little bits and pieces of our attempts to stockpile our grass so that we could winter graze our sheep. Just to show you up to this point what I did years ago was when we gutted out the old chicken building, the laying house. It was a closed cage system that about 15,000 chickens in these cages. And I decided, instead of scrapping them, I'd stack one on top of another and make fencing out of it. So we got fencing down to this point here with the cages, which I thought was a good use of those cages instead of what they were intended for. And since we started this project, we ran woven fence all the way down that hill, a good another 1,000 feet after that, down to the lane, and then across over to the barns. And so this is the field. Now, what we're trying to do this year, since we had a little bit of issues with getting the hay cut on time, so we didn't get enough cutting, we decided, well, let's let the pasture grow and stockpile the grass and try to see if the sheep can graze in through the winter. Let's just see how long they can graze, hopefully through the winter. I mean, after all, that's what they were doing for centuries before we got a hold of them. And as you can see here, I did cut a path across there, which is one of the points where I'm going to rotate them through in sections for grazing, which that's what these are for, and that wire hanging there. This will be moved up as we go, and eventually we'll have this point here. What we have to do now, though, is I'm not going to go all the way down there, but right on the crest of that hill right there, there's another place that's cut. I'll get down there and I'll show it to you in a bit. And that's where we're going to run the first temporary electric fence and bring the sheep up from the area that they're grazing now, a little bit overgrazed actually. That's why we're trying to get this done, into this next section. And then we'll break it down one more time and one more time and so forth till we get through there. And as you see, with the height of the grass, it's still green. We only had our first freeze, but even still, as we go, once the snow is even on the ground, they should be able to get up here and find this stockpiled grass. So let me get down to, I'll show you where we're at down the other area. Okay, here we are now down a little bit further in the field. We were up around the bend right there just a second ago. And now we're down here at this point where you can see I cut another strip across the field over to that point there where I'm going to run again these temporary fiberglass electric fence posts and tied in to this fencing here we just ran. And you can see the one strand of electric fencing that comes up from the charger all the way down in the barn, and that'll bring it up to here, and then we'll hook into here as we rotate up and through this field here. I'll tell you one thing, it's never a good idea around here to just take a break, because then all of a sudden you look up top and you got a whole bunch of buzzards flying over top of you.